Welcome to The Explainer. You know the oldest trick in the spy playbook, the honey trap? Well, today we're diving into how it's gotten a massive digital age makeover. Forget secret hotel rooms. We're talking about the apps right on your phone.
So, could a simple like on your profile actually lead to leaking state secrets? It sounds like fiction, right? But to get to the bottom of this, we're not going to start with some boring definition. No, we're jumping straight into a chilling and very real story from 2024. This one shows you just how high the stakes have become. Okay, so this story is all about a man named Pradeep Kurlokar. Now, this guy was a senior scientist at India's Defense Research and Development Organization, or DRDO. We're talking top of his field, working on the nation's most secret, most sensitive projects.
So Kurwalkar believed he was in a relationship with a woman named Zara Dasgupta, supposedly a software engineer from the UK. He met her online, and she seemed perfect, smart, fun, engaging. They talked all the time on apps like WhatsApp, and he thought they had a real connection. But here's the twist. Zara didn't exist. He was actually talking to a Pakistani intelligence operative who was playing him the entire time.
And get this, they never ever met in person. Not once. Yet he was discussing highly classified projects, even sharing things like missile blueprints. Just think about that for a second. There were no secret meetings in a dark alley, no hidden microphones. The whole thing, the entire espionage operation, happened through a screen. He was sharing state secrets with a ghost, a digital persona, not a real person.
And this whole DRDO scandal, it's the perfect definition of a digital honey trap. It's a type of espionage where agents create these fake online personas and use psychological manipulation to, seduce their targets and pull out confidential info, all remotely. It's a strategy that literally weaponizes emotional connection, turning feelings into a tool for spying. Okay, so let's zoom out a bit. The Kurlokar case isn't just some crazy one-off story. It's a symptom of a much, much bigger shift in the world of intelligence. The whole battlefield has changed. I mean, look at this. It really breaks down how things have evolved. Back in the day, spies were hanging out in hotel bars, trying to physically get close to diplomats. But now, the hunting ground is your LinkedIn DMs, your Facebook messages, and it's not just about diplomats anymore. Now they're targeting researchers, engineers, the people who are actually building the technology. And we're not talking about a few isolated incidents. This is a widespread threat happening on an industrial scale. Foreign intelligence agencies are all over platforms like LinkedIn and Facebook. Just to give you an idea, the Indian Army found about 150 fake social media profiles that Pakistani intelligence was using just to trap their officers. And the targets are no longer just military generals, they're going after scientists, tech founders, even venture capitalists. And the reason for this shift? Well, look at this number. $600 billion. That's the estimated annual cost of intellectual property theft just for the US, and a huge chunk of that is chalked up to Chinese economic espionage. The stakes are absolutely staggering. This isn't just about military secrets, it's a full-blown digital Cold War for economic dominance. So all of this isn't just about stealing missile plants. These digital honey traps are way more versatile than that. Let's get into the actual playbook and look at the different goals these operations are trying to achieve. You can really break it down into three main objectives. First, there's the immediate info theft, the classic get the secrets now approach, just like with Pradeep Kurlokar. Then you've got the long game. Take the case of Christine Fang, who spent years building relationships with up-and-coming US politicians to gain influence down the road. And finally, there's straight-up cyber sabotage. This is where hackers use these flirty honeybots with AI-generated personas to trick people into downloading malware. They're not hacking the computer, they're hacking the person. So how does one of these attacks actually work? I mean, how do they pull it off? Well, it's not random at all. It's a very methodical, four-step process. Okay, so here are the 4 phases. It all starts with reconnaissance. Agents are literally scrolling through social media, looking for targets in sensitive jobs who also seem maybe a little lonely or vulnerable. Step 2 is contact and grooming. The fake persona, often AI-generated, reaches out and spends months building trust and creating an emotional dependency. Then, and only then, comes step 3, exploitation. It starts small, maybe a tiny request for info, and then it slowly escalates to classified stuff. And finally, step 4 can be control and blackmail. Once they have secrets or maybe some explicit content, they can use that to force the target to keep cooperating. And the tools they're using to do this are getting seriously sophisticated. We're talking about an entire toolbox of deception. They have AI that can generate personas out of thin air,
deepfake videos to fake a video chat, and even voice cloning technology. They use encrypted apps like Telegram and WhatsApp to cover their tracks. All of this makes the fake person seem completely real, making it almost impossible for the target to realize they're in a trap.
Which brings up the big question, right? Why on earth do smart, high-level people who should know better, fall for this stuff? It seems crazy. Well, the answer is pretty simple, and it's also pretty scary. The whole strategy exploits fundamental human vulnerabilities. This isn't about hacking a firewall. It's about hacking the human heart. Think about it. Spies are trained to look for key psychological weak spots. Loneliness, isolation, maybe a big ego that needs stroking, or just feeling unhappy at work. They prey on our need for validation. And there's this thing called the online disinhibition effect, where we're just more open online. They build up this emotional dependency until it's so strong that it completely clouds the target's judgment. You know, this quote from the head of MI6 is fascinating. He's apologizing for a past policy that banned LGBT+ individuals because they thought those people were more susceptible to blackmail. It's this incredible admission that even the world's top spy agencies got it wrong for decades. They misunderstood what makes someone vulnerable. It's not about who you are, it's about universal human feelings that we all have.
And that leads us to this quote, which just hits the nail on the head. The spy war no one talks about, fought not with bullets, but with bodies. That is the reality of espionage in the 21st century. It's a silent war, and it's being fought right on our laptops and our phones.
So it really makes you think, doesn't it? In a world filled with these digital ghosts, who are you really talking to online? It's a question we should probably all ask ourselves, because the deadliest threat today might not be someone knocking at your door, but a simple connection request.